do it. We're gonna send.
Welcome back to Garbage Time. It's episode 2, baby. We got a lot on the docket today. It's week 2. We're talking about Jalen Green dunking on Cade Cunningham. Rivalry in the making. We're talking about how the Suns look good, of course. We're talking about how the Kings look good, of course. And we're talking about the MVP race so far, along with betting locks for today, which is Tuesday, by the time you're hearing this, and a little game. So does anyone have a comment on Jalen Green posterizing Cade Cunningham? Dan, I feel like you follow high school prospects more than anyone. So how do you feel about this?
I mean, I love seeing a dude dunk on another dude, but
Always.
Jalen Green's gonna. I feel like Jalen Green's gonna be like one of those guys that I don't know if that's being too mean. I was gonna say he's gonna be like this generation's Gerald Green, where like you see him like once a week in a highlight reel dunk yamming on somebody, but the stats just aren't quite there. But Jalen Green is a 20-point per game scorer, so like I'll give him his flowers there.
I like that comparison actually. I feel like that's actually very accurate.
No, Gerald Green can shoot.
Kyle, do you like Cade or Jalen more?
Neither, really.
Why not?
Neither like I mean, Jalen Green's averaging 21 points a game. I'm like, he's definitely better than Gerald Green. But I mean,
on 39% shooting.
Care for neither of them, to be honest with you.
I think Cade is far and away better. Honestly, like he's just a better basketball player.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
I'll die on that now.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cade's got no teammates. I mean, he's starting to have teammates this year for the first time.
Whoa. Put some respect on Jalen Duren's name.
Osar Thompson.
Marcus Sasser, your guy.
He's been out.
I think the Rockets think they're building like another Thunder with just like all their random young guys. Now a couple, but like it's just not the same at all.
Freddie buckets.
There's no one even close, actually.
They need to ship Fred. I don't know what they're doing.
And Dylan Brooks.
Build. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
And Steven Adams?
I'll take him on the Kings.
Who? Steven Adams?
Steven Adams.
You love Steven Adams. And why, Kyle? Why do you like that guy?
I think he's just a good interior presence. I mean, the West is so many bigs. I feel like we need someone like Steven Adams to bang Jokic. Go against
Pause.
Go against Gobert. I mean, it makes sense to me.
All right. So, did you guys see the video of Cade slapping Jalen in the face in AAU? And people were like, quote tweeting the poster with like, Jalen has been waiting since high school for this moment, which I kind of love. I kind of love that.
I like that.
You gotta bring more of that back, honestly. Like especially with some of these guys coming into the league, like establishing themselves as stars. Like, gotta bring some of that pizzazz. When you look back 20 years ago, guys like BC coming in right out of the gate hot.
Like Magic and Bird. You need rivalries. You need
guys
real
today
rivalries.
they're so like media focused, and they're so they come into the league clean cut and ready, and kind of miss some of that beef coming in. Makes things more interesting.
I agree.
I wanted like another KD and Russ level beef.
But they were teammates.
But when
he got traded? When he got traded?
That was like one of the angriest basketball games I've ever seen in my life, was them like jawing back and forth on their first game against each other.
I think we need was good. Even more than that. I think we need like Magic Bird level where they're drafted the same year. They played each other in college. They fucking hate each other. They want each other to literally die.
What
you want like a
2K
ass timeline?
Book. I feel like Luka and Book were on the way to that. And then
true. Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I don't either.
Luke is easily hateable. And Book also. Like they're both like perfectly good for this to do that. But
I don't know. I think it's because like unfortunately, Book never beat Luka in the playoffs. It's like there was no back and forth.
And things changed much more quickly.
Yeah.
like things are changing. Like if they need to play each other, like in the 80s, those guys played each other every year. And like you build the rivalry over time. You have those big games.
Mm-hmm.
Like here,
Mm-hmm.
teams change over so quickly. We talked about like the Nuggets and the Bucks last week. Like you have a 2 or 3 year window to compete in today's NBA with the athleticism. Like
It's true.
you're never gonna get those things again unless you have someone like LeBron or Steph and you do have a 10-year thing, but that's just so rare. That's the exception.
It's a good point.
Giannis and Jalen Brown had beef last night. Did you guys see that?
He's a
Giannis
child.
is
He's a child.
shit.
You want to talk about this guy?
I mean, I just feel like Giannis has had such a fall from grace the last few years. It's like insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
So
was like the next it child, had like a Disney Plus movie about his life. I feel like no one is like falling for his act anymore. Like his act of like being the cool, quirky,
mm-hmm.
fun guy is like so gone. And now he's just being seen as like a whiny ass. And
Just like every other star in the league.
For listeners who don't know, Jalen Brown went to shake Giannis Antetokounmpo's hand after the end of like a 20-point loss, and Giannis.
No, it was mid-game. Giannis had just offensive foul.
At the end.
Like elbowed him in the face.
At the end. Oh shit!
No, Giannis elbowed him in the face. Jalen Brown gets out, they run down the floor. Giannis looks like he's gonna like be like, "Sorry, man." Gives him one of those mid-game. Probably towards the end of the game, but it was like crazy.
Took his hand over his head. Classic middle school move.
Yeah.
And Jalen post-game said he's a child, which I agree with. It's crazy.
I'm just glad to see Jalen Brown.
Also,
yeah, I'm Team Jalen, of course.
Team Jalen.
I really liked Giannis like 4 years ago, but he's gotten so insufferable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just don't think his game has matched like his shit talking anymore. Like the Bucks are like 2-9, 2-8. There's something
pretty awful.
They're bad. They're like one of the worst in the Eastern Conference. Like you can't be talking smack like that if you're that bad.
It all started when the Heat beat him, and then he did that lame little "it's all whatever, failure is okay," and everyone applauded it. And it's like, I mean, I guess, but then you just obviously don't care that much.
I think it all started when Dame joined the Bucks, and like now Giannis doesn't know what to do with himself. Like he's not. It's not really his team anymore, but it's not his team. You know.
I think we could just blame Doc Rivers.
No, you can, and Darvin,
and Darvin Ham. So, Cam, are you team JB or Giannis?
Go Bears, Team JB all the way. I mean, Giannis is just like the fall from grace, as you guys said, is just insane to watch.
It's really
and just
crazy.
fall from relevancy too. Like, I mean, you never hear about him anymore.
It's true.
I guess that's what Milwaukee can do to you, but Team Jalen all the way for sure.
Yeah, you really do not hear about him. Okay, Kyle, tell me about the Kings.
Well, they scored 6 points in the third quarter so far against the Spurs tonight.
Okay.
Did the Kings – so they beat the Suns last night. In case anyone didn't know, it was a huge win for the Kings. The refs tried to give the game away to the Suns. Didn't work. The Kings, they don't have enough people is going to be their biggest challenge. They legit have 5 to 6 players you can play in the NBA game at this point. Okay. And whenever you put 2 bench guys in, everything falls apart. Like literally everything falls apart.
Who's your bench?
Who's your bench? Losses, you'll see like the Kings starters are like positive-ish. Bench guys like -10, -12. Like they literally have no one to sub in. And I don't know. I think it's an interesting situation too. Like DeMar's became like the alpha. So it's like weird too. Now DeMar's the alpha, and you got Sabonis being Sabonis, who's like an all-star complementary piece. And then Fox now is just kind of, I don't know. It's
not
interesting.
An all-star. Not an all-star.
Still not an all-star.
Fox like declined the Kings offer this summer, like wants to try to make an all NBA team to get like the Supermax. No way. Sure. Impossible.
Yeah. Not with this build. He's not going to get that.
So I don't know. The Kings are good. I think they could make a run in the playoffs, honestly, if they got there, but it's just like not very confident. The vibes have not reached 2 years ago at all.
Cam, Dan, do you believe in the Kings?
Hell no.
I do not. Yeah, not at all. I pulled up some stats just because I know Kyle loves it when I pull up random stats. I'm on Basketball Reference now, Kyle. There are 4 people on the Kings with a positive box plus minus for the year. Can you name those 4 Kings?
Keegan, DeMar, Malik Monk, Sabonis.
You got 2 of them. So DeMar, Sabonis, Keon, and Herter. Everyone else is negative.
Because I thought I could have swore I saw something yesterday that like top 3-man rotations, like 3 groups of 3 on NBA teams. Kings had like 2 of the top 4, and it was like we have like we're like our top starting 5. I think is like top 3 or 4 and
They're top
something.
5. They're top 5.
We just have zero ability to
In
have
rating, net rating.
Yeah,
I just miss a lot of minutes. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
When you have Doug McDermott shooting 28%, period, and Trey Lyles shooting a 26% from the field, like at 4 attempts a game, so he's getting like an actual material number of shots, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Like you can't like Alex Len is shooting 43% from the field, and his only shots should come 6 feet and in.
You would think he's taken a few threes this year. It's been disgusting.
He's been watching Nurkic tape.
Today's league. It's this league.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say the DeMar experiment so far, he's been like I mean, Sabonis is like it's like hard to compare him to like DeMar and Fox. Like DeMar has been the best player. He's been the alpha. He's been carrying the team.
Of course.
But too, I think a lot of people's always point at DeMar is like he's the alpha, but like we haven't shot threes as well this season. Sure. The offense is not like just free flowing this season. So it is like you get take and give.
I feel like that's kind of where the Suns were last year, where it was like, we'll just let KD or Book run it late game and just get to their spots and hope for the best. And this year, it feels better. It feels like either KD and Book are just making their shots or the offense is just flowing better. But I feel like you guys are where we were last year. And I don't know if that's a coaching issue or just like guys need to hit their shots issue. But
yeah, I mean, I would kill for someone to start playing like Grayson Allen did last season for the Suns. So,
sure.
And now I called it. Grayson Allen's been a little slower to start the season, but
bro, he's thick.
He got too thick.
He's so thick.
We can move on to the Suns.
He's so big. Okay, Dan, how are you liking the Suns right now?
I definitely like this Suns team a lot more than like the last like 2 seasons for sure. Nothing will ever beat the 2021 Suns. I think what needs to happen more though is so Book is shooting around his average number of shots per game, a little bit under his, like he usually shoots like 13, 14 shots a game. He's at like 13.2 this season. I want him taking like 16 shots a game, like, and facilitating less. Like he does not have to play that role on the team. I think that dude just needs to go out there and like get buckets. He's getting 7.3 assists a game right now. That's more than Tyus.
Yeah. I think this is a Budenholzer thing. I feel like Budenholzer has really enabled KD.
Yeah.
Like, but here's the thing about Buck. Like he's tried to take over in late games and he hasn't made his shots. And like KD's gonna make his shots.
True. But in the other 3 quarters of the game, I want Book shooting more. Like I want that dude needs to get hot and stay hot if this team's going to be successful. And this is like the run right now with KD out where he needs to do it.
I agree with that. Cam, are you impressed by the Suns right now?
I am impressed by the Suns. I like the team construction better this year, even though I'm not a fan of Tyus Jones. That team badly needed a ball handler.
Why aren't you a fan of Tyus Jones?
I just don't like the way that he runs with the team that they've got. I just think they didn't, they clearly needed a point guard, but the way that they're using him, like minimizing people like Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, who you really need on the floor when you have guys like Durant out there. But I really like Budenholzer, and the little I've watched so far of the Suns, I've been impressed. I don't know if it's enough to bring them to the top. Sorry, guys, but we'll be better than last year, so you can take that one.
Tyus does feel like he's sucking up air when he's on the floor. I will admit that. But at the same time, I feel like that's kind of a good thing for the Suns when you have so many stars. I feel like they kind of need a guy to just like bring them all down to earth.
Key veteran role player coming in.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm high on the Suns, I think, because I feel like the West, like it's still insanely good. Like you can see the records, but I feel like the Nuggets are going to be worse this year, and I think the Timberwolves so far have not as been impressive, and I think they screwed up the cat trade in my opinion. So I think now it's like the Suns are in the position where they could be 1 and 2 with the Thunder. Chet just got hurt. I think the Suns, because for me the West is a little bit less. I think I'm a little bit less scared of the top contending teams for the Suns this year. and I think they can make their way through.
I agree with that. I do agree.
So where do you guys have the Suns in the West? If you had to pick where they end up.
Preseason, I think I had them 4.
I like them at 4 or 5 right now.
I think if they get a top 4 seed, they'll win the West.
Yeah, probably.
I could see it. Maybe we'll get our Booker Luka. Booker Luka could be in the cards.
They're made to the playoffs. I just feel like they have not been able to doing well enough in the regular season, like last year, obviously, to get a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we need to make some sort of midseason move. I just don't know what it's going to be.
I disagree with that. I think we talked about this in the group text. I think there's more value to sticking with the squad that you have, establishing chemistry over 82 games versus getting a guy who's marginally better.
No, I'm saying trade Bradley Beal, give me 2 good pieces.
That's never going to happen.
No,
this is never going to happen.
Trey Lyles and Kevin Huerter, is that your pieces you want?
Honestly, I would take that over Brad Beal.
Brad Beal's been good, man.
I mean, he's been fine.
He plays hard.
That's true. You can't quantify the intangibles.
Exactly.
That's usually a bad sign when you're going. He plays hard.
Yeah. Yeah, if that was the case, then Colin Gillespie would be the number 1 player in the league.
Harrison Barnes always played very hard for the Kings.
Okay, let's talk about the MVP race because I feel like before this injury a couple days ago, KD was sneaky having an MVP season. Tell me what you guys feel about the MVP race so far. We got SGA, we got Luka at the top of the standings.
I don't think it's either of those dudes.
Really?
Right now, it's between Anthony Davis and Jokic.
Yeah, the Nuggets are bad though.
But
Joker is carrying a whole franchise.
This is so classic, like LeBron carrying Eric Snow to the finals type shit. Like if Jokic was not on that team, they would be impoverished. Fifth in the G League type stuff, like horrible team. You think Aaron Gordon's carrying them to anywhere besides the 10th seed?
He's hurt now. Yeah,
exactly.
Dude, Jokic is not going to get it again. Jamal Murray's overrated. Jokic is not going to get it again.
It's got to see it with the narrative.
We're not answering who's going to win. We're saying the MVP is.
Is it going to be Disney?
No way.
No way. I don't buy it.
He is playing out of his mind.
He really is. He is.
31, 10, and 3 on 57, 35, 79 splits.
I think we need to go back and look at Anthony Davis's first 10 games for like every season since he's been on the Lakers, because I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. Then he exits with some random knee or ankle injury, and then the rest of the season he'll come back, play a few games, average 20-something. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's an eye injury now, though, right? I think he might come back wearing glasses, is the rumor, because he got a scratched cornea.
Jesus Christ!
Put the goggles on. Like a regular Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I think he could get it.
Goggles.
I feel like the narrative would work. The narrative could work. Never gotten it before.
If Lakers get a top 4 seed, he's going to finish top 3 in voting.
They're not getting a top 4 seed.
Yeah, they suck. Yeah, they're so bad.
That's like, I mean, that is part of it. You know, you got to be a top seed these days.
Yeah, but their team is also like cheeks.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. I would get Shea.
He's not Zion level, but he's like Anthony Davis every year gets hurt. So it's like, why do you trust him?
Yeah. He's never going to play.
Isn't there some criteria?
There's a 65 game eligibility.
65 game minimum. Yeah.
Probably won't get there. Okay, so
he won't get there.
No AD. So who is it?
I've got Shea. For sure. I just think with Chet out, it's regular season. Yeah. Like, they're going to do fine. They're going to put up a ton of counting stats. Got a lot of shooters around him. As long as he stays healthy, the narrative's there. They're going to be gunning for it in the playoffs. I guess Luka's the counter argument to that, but I don't know. There's a lot of mouths to feed. Yeah,
Mavs
I think if the Thunder keep winning, then Shea has it with Chet being out.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
Luka is putting up pretty ridiculous numbers, though.
And Edwards.
Brian Dunn. Do you think there's any chance?
Just absolute
do you think there's any chance KD can get it.
No.
No.
They would never give it to him.
If the Suns were a 1 seed,
maybe
I could see it.
I mean, we'll see.
Can I throw one more quick topic out here, Ben?
Sure.
What's the NBA going to do about the East and the West disparity? Like, how can they make
it's really bad?
It's so bad, and so as West Coast people we're screwed. Mm-hmm. Then you get Halliburton looking like and make Team USA because his Pacers show up in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't think you can really change it, honestly.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
You got divisions like NFL. I mean, they have divisions.
Yeah.
Kinda.
And like with travel, you can't really change it that much.
Yeah.
Don't worry, when LeBron adds his team in Vegas, the West is going to be super cheeks. We all know that's going to happen.
It's true. It's very true.
I guess that is a good point. I guess when the two West Coast expansion teams come, they'll suck for a little bit, and you'll move the Wolves over. The Wolves will probably be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to be destroying people.
All right, we're going to be back with our locks for Tuesday.
Oh,
well,
we're talking about betting locks. But first, we need to rehash last week's picks. I'll go first. Hand up. I did not win last week. I picked Bulls -6.5, and they lost by 9. So that's a very, very bad pick. Lost to the Jazz. I'll just be better. I'll be better. Cam, what was your outcome?
Even worse. I had Lakers over Pistons. I think it was 6.5 as well, and the Lakers lost by 12. So great start to the pod.
Yeah, it's tough.
We're truly providing locks for the people. Do not know how the Pistons decided to be good for one game. Obviously know why the Lakers decided to suck, because they do that all the time.
Sure.
But not a good result. Kyle, what do you got?
I had Warriors -8.5 or 9.5, I believe, and it covered. So listen to me. I know the Warriors better than the Kings. So
it's kind of true. And Dan?
And then I had Bucks +7, which was a lock and a half. That one was. Hit.
They almost won.
Yeah.
So we went 2 for 4, 50%. I feel like that's pretty good.
That's even money.
It's even money. And we got 4 more locks for you this week. Cam, what you got this week?
Oh, I get to lead it off again. Wonderful. Yep. This is definitely not going to go wrong at all. I'm going to go with the Knicks. Tomorrow is the first day of the NBA Cup, the newly themed.
I wanted the Knicks. I'm pissed.
I know, me too. Knicks +1 was my pick.
Everyone else had the Knicks. We're all in agreement.
I didn't.
Yes.
Oh, nope. Ben's the only contrarian. I think it's pretty obvious here. I think, Paul George is back and it's in Philadelphia. This is the big rivalry, and the Knicks haven't really panned out and played as well as people think. People are going to want the Knicks in the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
In Vegas, exactly. It's a big storyline, new team, big money in New York. All their guys are healthy for the most. I mean, obviously Mitchell Robinson is out, but all the starters are healthy. I feel like with all this length on the wings, they'll be able to contain Paul George good enough, and I think it's just a good price. So I'm riding with the Knicks.
Huh? I like it. Dan, what you got?
I'm gonna go Mavericks +2.5 against the Warriors. Wow. I feel like it's gonna be the Luka Doncic show. He's due for 36 plus in that game. I feel like Curry and crew aren't gonna get it done. That just could be me being a hater.
It's a good matchup. No, it's a good matchup for the Mavs.
Dan, how do you feel about Clay's return to Golden State? I feel like he could be emotional and shoot over 15.
I 100% think that's going to be the case.
Pressing.
I think Clay's going to have an absolute classic Klay Thompson from the last 2 years type of night. He's going to score 17 points on 43 shots.
That's exactly right. I agree.
Yeah,
Cal, what you got? What's your lock?
Well, I need to audible last minute for this. Sure. I'm going to go Suns -2.5.
Love it.
I guess the Suns are another team that will want to make the NBA Cup play really hard. The Jazz are capturing the flag.
Yeah.
It's got to be Suns -2.5.
That feels very safe.
Even with KD out? No KD, Jazz playing better?
The Suns are still good.
Buck will take over.
Dude, even without Kevin Durant on that team, they'd be a playoff team, probably.
Probably.
So,
Playing.
They're better than the Jazz. Yeah, that's okay.
All right, I got Heat -1.5 against the Pistons. The Pistons are not for real. This is crazy. They should be way higher than that. Heat almost beat the Suns. They are healthy.
A triple-double incoming.
I mean, he might, and they will still lose. I'm very confident about that.
It could be a vintage Tobias Harris moment, too. You never know.
No, it won't.
I think Jimmy's still out, right? I think everyone else is back with Heat, but I think no Jimmy for that game.
It's fine. They're still going to be
Yeah,
fine.
I'm proud of you for not going Bam plus like over points plus rebounds assists.
No,
you're recovering.
Straight spread. Okay, those are your locks. We got Heat -1.5. We got Knicks +1. We got Suns -2.5. And we got Mavs +2.5. We'll be back with a game. We're back. We're playing a game. This game is where we create a category and everyone has to create a starting five based on that category. Kyle, Dan, and Cam don't know the category. I'm choosing it right now on the spot. The category is a starting five who could beat the 2017 Warriors in the finals.
2017, so that's the KD Warriors.
That was the KD Warriors. They're gonna assemble their five. See who could beat them. So, the category or the rules for this game are I pick a category and everyone else has to make a team that matches the category. Category for this week is a team starting five who could beat the 2017 Warriors. That's Steph, KD, Clay, Draymond, Looney? Is that the five?
I think so. Or was it Bogut? No, that
was 15. It was Looney. I think it was Looney, but it was the Warriors' death lineup with Iguodala that played a lot.
Iguodala coming on, yeah.
So Kyle, what's your squad? Starting five.
Yep. Work our way down from the top to the bottom, actually. So center.
Sure.
Joker.
Okay.
I mean, I think it'll work. He'll get everyone involved to be a team player. I don't think the Warriors have someone who can guard him.
Yeah.
So I'll take Joker. Power forward. Strictly for the Draymond matchup, we will be putting Dennis Rodman on the team. At power forward.
Nice.
Psycho.
To bring a little energy.
They're both going to get ejected in the first 5 minutes, though. So
it's going to be great. The 3 is going to be LeBron. Of course. My glorious king.
Got to.
2 is going to be Kobe. We need a clutch player.
The GOAT.
You can all Michael's career is better than Kobe's career, but I think always every generation the players get better, and I feel like Kobe's more prepared to deal with the Warriors than Michael Jordan.
Couldn't agree more.
And then point guard, Russ. Has to be Russ. No one will want to keep Durant from a title more than Russ.
It's true.
I'm going to send him out to point guard.
He will not space the floor, but he will do anything.
At his best, he was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, his MVP season was so crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to put him in. Point guard, Russ, Kobe, LeBron.
I like that. It's a good lineup.
Joker.
That's a really good lineup, actually.
Yeah, that is quite the lineup.
Cam, what you got?
Yeah, so I went a bit of a different route. I was going to go 2017 Kings with LeBron, but instead I decided to do a bunch of guys who have not won a title, who I thought would be pretty cool if they did win a title, and I think they'd work well together against the Warriors. So I'll start at the point guard, as similar to Kyle's thought process. Someone super athletic who, in their prime, was cut down a little too early. I went Derrick Rose. I think a prime D Rose hounding Curry.
I love it.
Can really take advantage of him on defense. The one bad thing with Derrick Rose is not the best shooter. We all know that. So at the 2, we need someone who can make some buckets. So I went with Devin Armani Booker as at my 2 guard. I think him and Rose kind of perfect together.
Plays in the host. Wow.
I love it. I love it.
That could not be better. And then who better to go with Devin Booker than Jimmy Butler at the 3? Need a defensive stopper. Need a guy who's come close, carried a team single-handedly, I think, with less pressure to put the ball in his hands, I think he'll do a lot better. At the 4, I for the Draymond matchup, I went a little different. You need no defense because Draymond sucks. So I maximized offense and I went with Carmelo Anthony at the 4.
Wow. Okay.
Someone who's
Big
just going
body.
to put up buckets, just absolute buckets, and a guy who never got close. He got kind of close, but wish he got there. Center, I was going back and forth on a bunch of people, but I've got the Kings game on in the background, and I think this is very clear. Victor Wembanyama is going to be my center.
Wow.
Need someone who can spread the floor, who can switch, because the Warriors always, are moving and grooving. So I think someone like Wemby, who's a little more athletic, can move around and can shoot. I think that's the perfect matchup. So that's my team.
I mean, you're tugging at my heartstrings. Obviously, I love Book. I also like Jimmy. I also like D Rose. So I think I'm leaning Cams as of now. Dan, what you got?
I went for more of I tried to get good fit here and go for more of a realistic roster construction. At my point guard, I've got prime Drew Holiday. I want someone that's going to harass Curry till death, and I watched him destroy my glorious Phoenix Suns in the 2021 finals. So he also provides some offensive upside, not a ton, but I don't need him to do a bunch of that. Just pass the ball.
Sure.
I'll go to my 4 next. I have my glorious king, the GOAT, LeBron Ramon James. Obviously, he can do anything on the floor, and prime LeBron is an absolute one-man army. So I need to surround him with the appropriate supporting cast and just kind of let him do his thing. So at the 2, I've got a shooter in Ray Allen, a proven winner next to LeBron James, underrated defender.
It's true.
Great fit, and someone that can bail LeBron out with a corner 3 against the Spurs whenever I need it. At my center position, I've got a Spur, but not Victor Wembanyama. I've got Timmy D locking down the paint.
3.
No, I've got him at the fucking center. What are you talking about?
He played 3 his rookie year. He actually played 3 with the Admiral and Will Purdue.
I guess that makes sense.
Timmy D fact. He did.
It's a deep cut. Deep cut.
We will not be resorting to that for this roster. Luckily, we're having him at the 5. And at my wing, my final forward position, I just need buckets. I need someone that can space the floor. I went with Kings legend Peja Stojakovic.
That's a crazy
Give me a long dude that can just with a ratchet.
Wow.
6'10" with a ratchet.
Wow.
Who's guarding Durant, LeBron the entire time?
It's going to be LeBron on Durant, and then low switches with Tim Duncan. Giroux's going to be on Steph. And then Ray can handle switches well enough. And
Peja can do Draymond, which is nothing yet.
Yeah.
Peja LeBron combo actually is crazy.
Honestly,
those guys would go so hard together.
That'd be nuts.
I don't know who I have. Honestly, I don't know who's the leader here. They're all very good lineups. You guys did very well. I'm leaning towards Cam just because there's that
pandering.
He has
pandering. No LeBron.
Pandering, yeah. But yeah, all right. Let us know what you guys think be the 2017 Warriors. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.